Hi, I'm Kari Underly, the author of The Art of Beef Cutting, and today we're going to take a fresh new look at the ribeye. To me, what is the most undervalued muscle in the whole beef animal is the ribeye cap. And not a lot of folks want to mess around with the ribeye because it is so popular. So what we're going to do is we're going to isolate the ribeye cap and pull this fat cap off. Now, when I talk about the rib cap, I'm talking about the ribeye cap, which is deeper inside of the beef animal. The old cap used to lay on top, and now we call that lifter meat. So sometimes there's confusion when we call it rib cap or ribeye cap. I'm specifically talking about the ribeye, which is on the ribeye roll. Now, you'll notice this little mark here, and just for the record, I didn't do this, okay? So this mark is something that we really have to be careful on the processing side because we are devaluing this piece by cutting into it. So as people start to look for more value in this meat, they're gonna pay a little closer attention and not scoring the meat when they do that. We removed the fat from the ribeye. We've taken off the tail and our little intercostal muscles, and now you'll see we have this really large ribeye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off a little of this connective tissue off the outside surface of the ribeye cap. See, that's why that scoring is important, because when you try to go and trim it yourself, your knife can get hung up on there, and also it's a yield loss. So I'm going to do this with my hands. You can just get under here, get it started. The ribeye cap is the third most tender muscle in the whole beef animal, and it's the most flavorful. Okay, so I'm just pulling the seam. See, I'm still using my hands, and I'm just seaming this apart. So here was that score, and it made the meat weak, so you can see why that's really important that scoring doesn't happen. Okay, so here we have our ribeye cap, and now we have all this heavy fat. So when somebody doesn't like a ribeye, and if a chef is menuing this, usually the end that they don't like is the chuck end, because that's where all that heavy kernel fat is. So by separating this, we're able to take what's unwanted away. So if you're a chef and you're able to create, a very exclusive ribeye cap program, the rest of the ribeye becomes almost free. Okay, not quite free, but you get my point. Now you'll notice that the ribeye cap is thicker at one end and thinner at the opposite end. The thicker end is from the chuck. This is very similar to the flat iron, where it actually lifts when you cook it. You can cut the thicker end in half and then cut through it, and you're going to have two thinner pieces. But again, when you grill it, it really lifts up, so you can still get more portions out of the ribeye. If you're a consumer, you can buy it mail order up to $75 a pound. And for chefs, you could try to menu that at $75 a pound. I hope you can get that. If not, I think a good jumping off price would probably be around $35 to $40 a pound to start with.